Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Audit and Finance Committee meeting for March 2nd, 2023. We will now begin, and we will start by taking attendance.
Madam Chairwoman. Chairwoman Willingham.
Present.
Mr. Peters on his way. Mr. Bergdorf.
Here.
Clay.
Here.
Graham.
Here.
Ray Joyce.
Here.
Lakakis.
Here.
And Mayo and Bruce are excused tonight. You have 6 present, currently pending 7.
And we do have a quorum, is that correct?
Yes, you do.
Thank you very much. All right. We will begin.
The first item is approving the prior meeting minutes.
I have a motion from, excuse me, Mr. Bergdorf. And a second from Mr. Joyce. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
All right. Item 2 is authorizing an agreement with Capital Markets Advisors, LLC, regarding financial advisory services, and I believe Mike Wheeler from the Comptroller's Office is here tonight.
Yes, is there somewhere especially right down the end?
You can sit, no,
Oh,
come this way, right there.
Okay, thank you.
And speak loud, please.
I will. Evening, Madam Chair, committee members. We're here tonight just to renew a 1-year option on our contract with Capital Market Advisors. They're our partners in the area of bond issuance and any debt issuance that we do. They've been longtime partners. We've built a very strong relationship with them, and obviously we want to continue to develop and grow and move forward with them. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to ask or answer, I should say.
Mr. Bergdorf.
I'm absolutely supportive of this, but I'm just kind of curious, from an overview perspective, given the way the markets have been moving with interest rates, what sort of impact does that have on our debt issuance, refundings, refinances?
Currently, the rates are actually a little slower on the issuance end than they have been on the investment end. So we are anticipating the rate will be a bit higher when we go out to borrow, but we're not anticipating that it's at those levels where it is on the investment side. So there will be some impact, but it's a little slower on that side than we were anticipating.
Okay, but it's not that it's making any of our borrowings uneconomical.
No, it shouldn't.
Thank you. Madam Chair, if there are no further questions, I'd make a motion to move this.
We got a motion to move by Mr. Peter and a second from Mr. Clay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passed unanimously.
Thank you very much.
Item 3 is amending the 2023 Albany County budget for the second Upstate Family Defense Child Welfare Quality Improvement and Caseload Reduction Grant, and Judge Herrick is here this evening.
Good evening, Judge Herrick. How are you?
I'm well. How are you, Madam
I'm
Chairman?
doing fine, doing fine.
This is a request by the indigent legal services offices in the county, the public defender, which I represent, the alternative public defender's office, and the assigned counsel plan to authorize the amendment of our respective budgets, 2023 budgets, to incorporate the second Upstate Family Defense Child Welfare Quality Improvement and Caseload Reduction Grant that was approved last year by the legislature in our respective 2023 budgets. It's a 3-year grant. This is the first year, $250,000 each of the 3 years, and would provide to the public defender's office an attorney for family court focusing on pre-petition matters, to a social worker or caseworker for the alternative public defender, and non-attorney legal expertise and training for the assigned counsel plan.
Do we have any questions at all?
Madam Chair, seeing no questions, I'd make a motion to move this.
Second.
I got a motion from Mr. Peter, I got a second from Mr. Joyce. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Judge.
Item 4 is authorizing the conveyance of real property located at 98 West Albany Drive in the town of Colony. Commissioner Riley is here this evening.
Can you speak to both of us at the same time?
We can, we need to have two separate votes though.
But just, you
Oh,
know,
I'll read the other, authorizing the conveyance of real property located at 110 West Albany Drive in the town of Colony is item 5.
So, Madam Chair, members of the committee, as we just said, item number 4 refers to 98 West Drive. Item number 5 is 110 West Drive. These were both withdrawn from the tax foreclosure process due to potential environmental concerns. They're also landlocked between I believe it's the railroad, the highway, and another property owner. One of the properties that would allow this to have conveyance out to the main road is already owned by the Eden's Rose Foundation, so they've requested to acquire both of these parcels. They're gonna bid $500 per parcel. They're gonna utilize them for outdoor recreation opportunities, STEM learning for kids, and other related activities.
any questions from any members?
If it's,
Mr. Bergdorf?
if it's landlocked, who?
They have one of the parcels that's
Eden's
landlocking,
Rose
yes.
Has.
So they
This would be a
can,
big backyard for them.
yes.
And, what does Eden's Rose do?
So, they had a quick write-up in here. Let's see. Let's see, well, I have the intended uses here. Intended use for the parcel will be to expand the opportunities for community members living in urban environments to have easier access to nature and greenery, including youth STEM learning opportunities through our Wheels Up outdoor mountain biking program, apiary and pollination studies, and urban food training programs, all of which will promote food production, nature conservancy, stewardship, and other community support programs within Albany County. So it sounds like this is just an expansion on their previous programs, give them more space.
Support from Chapman and Reinhardt attached.
So, I'm sorry.
Yes, I forgot to mention before, there are also letters of support from 2 legislators in here, Norma Chapman and William Reinhardt.
All right, so I guess I got confused here. So, let me understand this. Is this in Colony or First Street?
These are on West Albany Drive,
Where's that?
Colony.
That's in Colony?
Yep. That is.
And this is for what?
So Eden's Rose Foundation is 498 First Street is where their headquarters is. Maybe that's why you saw First Street in there?
That's where their headquarters is?
That's where they have as their return address on all their correspondence.
First where they do programming.
But the West Albany Drive is in the town of Colony.
Right, and it's off like, it's off Everett,
Yeah, right in there with the highway, the trade tracks.
and from what they have said, they basically do some like, urban agriculture and things of that nature, producing produce,
So
things of that nature.
the headquarters is in the city of Albany.
On First Street, they already have a piece of land out there that they're utilizing for outdoor gardens to,
Oh, so
Looks
that's
like-
where the 98 and the one, let me get this, the 98 and 110?
Yes.
That's where that, okay,
So
so,
is
They
that,
own a lot of property in the city of Albany.
is that contiguous to their corporate headquarters?
no. It is contiguous to another parcel they own. As Legislator Lukakis just said, they own parcels all over.
Is it a vacant parcel that has frontage?
I think it has like gardens and stuff on it, but it's not, there's no buildings.
That's probably not normal enough. Quite a few properties on First Street.
Gardening, they have like a research center that's gonna be in
is that
Colony.
all right. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Riley.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Madam Chair, I make a motion on the first part of this.
Yes, we are now working on number 4.
Yep.
Okay. All right, so, okay, I got a motion from Mr. Peter, I got a second from Mr. Clay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous.
Thank you very much.
I need a motion on number 5 now. I got a motion from Ms. McCaffrey.
Second.
I got a second from Mr. Peter. All those in favor? Opposed? Unanimous. Thank you very much.
Item 6 is rescinding the authorizations to convey real property pursuant to resolution numbers 336 and 399 for 2019, and authorizing the conveyance of 393 Sheridan Avenue and 76 Clinton Avenue in the city of Albany.
1 second, I just lost my tab, here it is, sorry. Thought I had the wrong tab there. So yes, these are two properties, the 393 Sheridan Avenue and the 766 Clinton Avenue. This is to rescind the previous authorization to transfer them to the land bank. Similar to the last two parcels, these were also withdrawn from the foreclosure process due to potential environmental concerns. The charity that is requesting these is the Universal Concepts. They want to renovate the properties to conduct youth sessions, and on one of the parcels, they want to potentially house some veterans on the second floor of the building.
Any questions from any members? If not,
Madam Chair, seeing no questions, I make a motion.
have a motion from Mr. Peter, got a second from Mr. Joyce. All those in favor? Opposed? Unanimous.
Thank you very much.
Item 7 is authorizing the correction of the tax bill for the town of Gilliland. Mr. McGuire is here this evening.
Good evening, everybody. Let's see, so the town of Gilliland has submitted a correction request to correct an erroneous 2023 property tax bill for 3191 Woodhaven Drive. The property is owned by Schenectady Gospel and Chapel of Christian and Missionary Alliance, and the property is eligible for a property tax exemption as it's the residence of an officiating clergy member granted under Real Property Tax Law, Section 462. However, due to a clerical error, the assessor's office did not apply the exemption to the property, received the tax bill, so we are seeking approval to authorize a correction and reissue the bill in $0.
Make a motion?
Second.
I have a motion from Mr. Kakis. I have a second from Mr. Peter. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Thank you.
Item 8 is authorizing a correction for the tax bill for the town of Westerlo.
Town of Burn Knox Westall Central School District is requesting a correction to a 2023 property tax bill for 33 Echo Point Road. The property owner paid their 22-23 school tax bill in September of '22. However, the payment was not applied to the payment system within the school district offices. The school tax bill was re-levied onto the 23 property tax bill. There's proof of payment that's been supplied to us. We're looking to correct the tax bill to remove that erroneous school tax re-levy and issue a corrected tax bill in the amount of $661.12.
Make a motion for that, Madam Chair.
Can I just ask a quick question? Who finds these errors?
In this case, what happened was the property owner received their tax bill in January, and they wanted to know why there was a school re-levy on the tax bill when they had paid their school tax bill and the check had cleared. So then, then the school called me. They said, "What do we do?" And I said, "This is what we do. This is how we fix it." And here we are.
I don't get a tax bill, so.
Do you have escrow? Yeah. So in that case, the mortgage company pays it, and then it just most property owners never see it. So.
That's why you gotta look at your annual escrow
Yeah.
statement.
Okay, I learned something today.
Yeah.
No, Madam Chair, yeah, this has come up before. Why are there so many mistakes? And how do you know that a mistake has been made? And I have a feeling that there's a lot of these that fall through the cracks. We have one coming up where they said they use $690,000 gallons of water, and they only use 69. So instead of an $800 bill, you got a $4,100 bill. He paid the bill. So,
Yeah.
people don't know the mistakes sometimes. It's really concerning because there's an awful lot of these.
Well, when I was getting the money back, I think I noticed that. People were doing good money.
Yeah, I don't know why, or he or she did, but for whatever reason, they paid the bill and thank God we caught it.
I think it's probably because of a lot of auto pay, so people don't even realize it, auto pay, and
Yeah.
until you're looking at your balance sheet, you're short $4,000.
Well,
Or it's an escrow.
Balance.
Escrow's a good example.
Right.
You wouldn't know.
Either that or you're in a business situation where the bill comes into your accounts payable department, somebody says, "Oh, from the town of such and so, it must be right."
Right.
You know, from the government, better pay it.
Yep.
We're always right.
But it's all these municipalities, not your fault, you're the fixer. But all these municipalities have to do a better job of eliminating these errors? Because I'm sure there's ones that are going through the cracks.
Probably are. I mean, there's 112,000 tax bills, well, twice a year, so 224,000 tax bills get paid in the county every year. So there's always a couple of mistakes. Yeah. And there's a lot this month because the bills went out in January. This is the first meeting that I have after the January tax bills, so we get to spend a lot of time together. Yeah.
Madam Chair, I make a motion.
Second motion.
Okay, I got a motion from Mr. Peter, I got a second from Mr. Clay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous, thank you very much.
Item 9 is authorizing a correction of the tax roll for the town of Bern.
Same situation, same school district, different municipality. So this is in the town of Bern, the other one was in the town of Westerlo. The bill was paid, wasn't deemed as paid, and it was reapplied on the 23 tax bill. So this would be correcting, or requesting the authorization to correct a tax bill and reissue it in the amount of $2,532.85.
Madam Chair, if there are no questions on this one, I'd make a motion.
I got a motion from Mr. Peter, I got a second from Mr. Clay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous, thank you very much.
Item 10 is authorizing a correction of the tax roll for 34 Sherwood Drive in town Colony.
Similar situation, this one, the school tax bill was actually paid here at the county's office, but it wasn't applied correctly to the tax payment records, and the school tax bill was re-levied onto the tax bill within the town of Colony. So they did pay their school taxes in November of 2022, but it was incorrectly re-levied onto the January tax bill, and we're requesting a correction in the amount of $2,103.29.
I'd make a motion.
Got a motion
Hang
from
on,
Mr.
hang
Peter.
on a second.
Mr. Pappas,
No, sorry.
I got a second from you?
Look,
I'm sorry, Mr. Bergdorf.
Sherwood Drive, they built almost $6,000 to a residential house for school tax.
No, we're on,
this-
wait, we're on number 10. The 69,000 is number 11.
No, I'm still talking about number.
The amount of school taxes were $3,798.31. So that amount was re-levied onto the the property tax bill, which brought it up to a little less than $6,000. That amount should not have been added onto the property tax bill. So the total bill between the two, property and school, was a little less than $6,000.
Don't they happen at different times, property and school?
Yes, but because they didn't pay the school tax bill, typically what happens if you don't pay the school tax bill on time, it gets added onto the town and county tax bill in January. So, yeah, that's, so that we can collect the money. But they paid it in November, came in at the deadline, didn't get updated in the records, was reapplied on that property tax bill in January.
There are no other questions?
Yep, motion, I believe there was a second from Ms. McCandless.
Okay, I got a motion from Mr. Peter, I got a second from Mr. Pappas, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous, thank you very much.
Item 11 is authorizing a correction of the tax roll for 10C Airline Drive in the town of Colony.
So this one's a little bit different. It was regarding water usage. The property owner was originally billed for 690,000 gallons of water usage, but it should have been 69,000 gallons of water usage. So I've been told it's a typographical error when they were keying the entry into the billing software. The owner did pay the bill, and then they realized the error after it was paid, and now they're seeking a refund of that overpayment. The request for the refund is $3,561.30. In this case, because the county is the levying body for the property tax bills, we have to approve the request for the refund, but the town of Colony will be issuing the refund to the property owner. So we will not be sending out any money to this property owner. It will be done by the town of Colony.
And this is for the pure water sewer tax.
Correct.
Yeah, Madam Chair, listen, I mentioned this earlier. He paid the bill, even though it was going from 600 to 4,100. May have been escrow fault, How did they catch this?
I am not sure.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
curious
it's-
about, how these mistakes are made and how we catch them. It's sort of a mystery.
Yeah. I believe that they contacted the water and sewer department to inquire about the bill. They just thought it was higher than previous years, so it was after they paid it, obviously. But and they questioned it. Sometimes, Mr. Grimm, I don't, like, if there's an error that was made, it shouldn't have been that amount. To me, that's kind of, get the application in, we try to get the refund out to the individual.
There isn't a clear process for catching the mistakes, and I know these are
Yeah.
people who maybe aren't that fiscally up on things. I'm sure that they're losing money. Yeah, I don't know what to do about it.
Yeah.
Mr. Peter?
I make a motion.
Got a motion, I got a second from Mr. Clay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous, thank you very much.
Item 12 is authorizing a correction of the tax roll for 19 Idlewild Park in the town of Colony.
So this is a little bit different. J&J 19 Idlewild Park purchased 19 Idlewild Park on March 29th of 2022. After the purchase, the town of Colony realized that they had undercharged the 22 sewer and water charges for over 100 properties within the municipality. They went through a process to collect that underpayment as an omitted tax for all of these properties. They noticed all the property owners under real property tax law, section 551A, which does give the property owner the ability to question and dispute that omitted tax. And then, depending on the outcome of that, it would be re-levied onto the January property tax bill. In this case, the property owner purchased it in March of '22. The notices went out after the property owner had purchased this property, and the town of Colony sent it to the previous owner of record. So the owner, right before J&J 19 Idlewild. So they did not provide J&J 19 Idlewild their statutory requirements of the possibility of administrative review of this re-levy, or the omitted tax, I should say. So it was sent to me as a correction of errors, and in my view, this is a clerical error that should be corrected. That I'm not saying the property is not responsible for this water and sewer payment. However, because they did not receive the ability to review that charge, it should be removed, and then the town can then seek to re-levy it or collect that omitted tax in the future if they so choose to. So this would issue a corrected tax bill to the property owner by the town of Colony, less that amount. So the corrected amount would be $4,227.23. This one's a little more complicated than the others.
Second.
I got a motion from Mr. Joyce, got a second from Mr. Peter. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous, thank you very much.
Thank you all very much. Have a wonderful evening.
Item 3 is a bond resolution regarding the Department of Public Works, County Route 405 over 8 Mile Creek Culvert Replacement Project in the amount of $1.545 million.
Hi, good evening, Madam Chair. Good evening, everyone. This evening, I'm going to be asking for approval of bond resolutions for my 2023 capital plan projects. My first project is requesting approval of a bond resolution that would authorize $1.545 million in bonds to finance our County Route 405 over 8 Mile Creek Culvert Replacement Project.
Any motion?
Motion.
Got a motion from Mr. Peter, I got a second from Mr. Clay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous, thank you very much.
Item 14 is a bond resolution of the County of Albany regarding the Department of Public Works, County Route 412 Culvert Replacement Project in the amount of $1.8 million.
Yes, we're requesting approval of a bond resolution that would authorize an additional, $1.8 million in bonds to finance the County Route 412 Culvert Replacement Project. We were previously authorized to bond $1.2 million per Resolution 2024-70. This brings our total bond amount to $3 million.
Okay.
I make a motion, Madam Chair.
I got a motion from Mr. Peter. Second. I got a second from Mr. Clay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous, thank you very much.
Item 15 is a bond resolution of the County of Albany regarding the Department of Public Works Crum Hill Road Trust Rehabilitation Project in the amount of $1.553 million.
Yes, I'm requesting approval of a bond resolution which would authorize $1.553 million in bonds to finance our Crum Hill Road Trust Rehabilitation. Repeating, I know, I'm sorry. This is for the construction process. I'll throw in a little extra.
Madam Chair, if there are no questions, I make a motion on this.
Yes, we got a motion from Mr. Peter. I got a second from Mr. Clay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous, thank you very much.
Item 16 is a bond resolution of the County of Albany regarding the Department of Public Works and the Carter Road Project in the amount of $190,000.
Yes, this is an additional amount. We likely will not be spending this, though, because this is a TIP-funded project and it's federally reimbursed, but we wanted to have the ability to bond for the full amount, even though we won't be spending it.
And make a motion, Madam Chair.
Just, Madam Chair?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mr. Grimm.
yeah, thank you. It's an additional 190K, and it started at 460.
Yep.
It cites inflation, but that's a pretty big increase for inflation. There must be other factors.
Well, so back when we first put this project into our capital plan, it was several years ago, it was pre-COVID, and it was DPW's estimate of what it would cost. When we applied for our TIP project, there's a whole host of spreadsheets you fill out to try to come up with how much it might cost. So when we did that cost, it was $460,000. Once then we were awarded the TIP project. We didn't know we were going to be awarded it. We were awarded, and we had to go through a process of reviewing proposals from consultants, and they were not fee-based. They were qualifications-based proposals. We chose our consultant, and at that point, the consultant comes up with an estimate of what it's going to cost, and that was a couple years later, because it's a whole process. So the consultant came up with that, and the fact of the matter is, we already had the 460, bonded for, or authorized to bond for, and the consultant was able to start the process, considering we're getting reimbursed. They're, billing us on a monthly basis, so we can turn that in for reimbursement. So it's
Reimbursement for the whole bond?
80%. Yes.
20% county?
Correct. Yep, and so this was more like a paperwork thing because the actual consultant's estimate was the total of the 460 plus 190, and we wanted to just, show on paper that we had that bonding authority, although we won't be using it.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Madam Chair, make a motion.
I got a motion from Mr. Peter, I got a second from Ms. Lakakis. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, unanimous.
Item 17 is a bond resolution of the County of Albany regarding the Department of Public Works Highway Pavement Recycling Project in the amount of $1.25 million.
Yes, so this is our yearly highway pavement recycling project whereby we recycle approximately 10 miles of roadway and top them off with top course in the amount of $1.25 million.
Madam Chair, if there are no questions, I make a motion on this.
I got a motion from Mr. Peter, I got a second from Mr. Clay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Thank you very much.
Item 18 is a bond resolution of the County of Albany regarding the Department of Public Works Potter Hollow Creek Stream Bank Stabilization Project in the amount of $250,000.
Yes, this bond, the money for this bond would pay for design fees for coming up with a repair for some erosion that's occurring along our County Route 354 bridge along Potter Hollow Creek.
Where?
Pardon?
Where?
Oh, in Rensselaerville. Yep.
Madam Chair, if there are no further questions, I make a motion to approve this.
I got a motion from Mr. Peter, I got a second from Ms. Lakakis. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Thank you very much.
Item 19 is a bond resolution of the County of Albany regarding various Department of Public Works bridge deck replacement projects in the amount of $1.25 million.
Yes, this $1.25 million in bonds will be used to replace 3 bridge decks in the town of New Scotland this year. It's a construction project slated for this year.
Madam Chair, if there are no further questions, I make a motion on this.
I got a motion from Mr. Peter, I got a second from Ms. Lakakis. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Unanimous.
Item 20 is a bond resolution of the County of Albany regarding various Department of Public Works bridge rehabilitation and replacement projects in the amount of $1 million.
Yes, this $1 million in bond authorization will give us the ability to have money available if there should be, a certain bridge needs to have work done on it at any given time. It also helps us to reprioritize things in our capital plan and respond to bridges as we need to.
Madam Chair, if there are no further questions, I make a motion on this.
I got a motion from Mr. Peter, I got a second from Mr. Clay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Thank you very much.
Item 21 is a bond resolution of the County of Albany regarding various Department of Public Works culvert rehabilitation and replacement projects in the amount of $500,000.
Yes, this $500,000 will allow us to do design work for various culverts that need attention in Albany County.
Is there no further questions? Madam Chair?
Yes.
I already do a second.
Okay. Okay, I got a motion from Mr. Catch, got a second from Mr. Peter, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous, thank you very much.
Item 22 is a bond resolution of the County of Albany regarding the Department of Public Works vehicle and truck replacement project in the amount of $1.45 million.
Yeah, this is our annual vehicle and truck replacement bond. I have a list of items that we are going to be purchasing this year. They include 3 tandem dump trucks, 2 road mowers, 1 tractor trailer, 1 road broom, 4 VMS boards, and a dump trailer. Yes.
I got a motion from Mr. Clay, all those.
Second.
I got a second from Mr. Peter, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
He
Opposed?
doesn't want to think so.
Oh, you got a question?
No, no.
Oh, okay. Unanimous, thank you very much.
Item 23 is a bond resolution of the County of Albany regarding improvements to and acquisition of Albany County recreational facilities in the amount of $550,000.
Yes, this bond will allow us to make improvements to the 3 county recreation facilities, Lawson Lake, the Albany County Rail Trail, and Anley Pond, and gives us flexibility if we were to acquire other recreation facilities.
Mr. Clay? Mr. Berthold?
Just a question. When you talk about acquiring other facilities, what are you sort of thinking about?
Well, it wouldn't be my thought, but I've read in the paper different things about, and I'm not saying we're acquiring this, but I've seen paper articles referring to Switskill Farm. And I don't think it has anything to do with that, but that would be an example, I would imagine, if the county would want to acquire something, or if there was a parcel that would lend itself that may be adjacent to an existing county facility, we might be able to enhance our facility if we acquired an adjacent property. That is me talking though.
Okay.
So that's not any direction. I haven't been given direction on that.
I was thinking along the lines of our recently enacted Albany County Park. Right, the
Preserve.
Yeah, the
the
county.
nature reserve, so, you know, we got Lawson Lake, we got the rail trail, and we've got
Anley.
Ann Lake.
Yep.
So, but this is something broader.
I think it just gives, flexibility in, if perhaps that should ever come down the pipe, if an opportunity should arise.
Ready, thank you.
Madam Chair?
I got a motion from Mr. Peter, I got a second from Mr. Clay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous.
There are no further items.
Make a motion to close, Madam Chair.
I got a motion to adjourn.
It is a lot. It's a big year. Yes, we do.
Lisa, you roll that all into one bar, right?
Yes. Well, I mean, when you